Hey everyone, Blaze here. Welcome to the anime pickups for the months of May and June. We're doing them both. Part 1 will be May. This video will be long. I'm just going to get this done and then we're going to be all up to date. No worries about doing pickup videos 2 months after the month I picked all this stuff up anymore. So yes, May, all of it now. Let's go. There's quite a lot of stuff, so let's get to it. Okay, the coolest thing in my opinion that I picked up in May, well, maybe the second coolest actually, was the Blackjack OVAs. This is all 11 episodes. I believe it's 11. Might be 10 actually. Across 2 box sets that were put out by Central Park Media. They're all dubbed in English. DVD video quality probably not the greatest since it's Central Park Media. They tended to use Laserdisc masters more often than not. But anyway, there's a good chance that Discotheque will end up picking these up within the next year, if not in a couple of weeks. Oricon, who knows? But you know, I'm happy to have them. They were really cheap. I didn't pay a lot of money for them. They go for a lot of the money at the moment. But yeah, I didn't pay a lot of money for them. There's a guy on the fandom post that was selling a bunch of his old stuff, and this happened to be in there. I think combined together they cost me about $28-30 or something. I forget. But somewhere around that range. It was not a lot of money to get both of these. And yeah, to me they were an absolute steal at that price, and something I'd really wanted to watch. I imagine eventually watching these much in the same vein I did with the Lupin the Third movies and specials, where I'll basically just watch 1 or 2 a day for like a week or so. And yeah, I'll end up watching the whole lot, because I think each one's about 50 minutes long, so not overly long like the Lupin stuff. The Lupin stuff tend to be an hour and a half each. So I'll probably get through these within 2 or 3 days. But yeah, still really awesome to have the complete 2 box sets. Like I said, DVD only, whatever, 4x3, but well, 4x3 is the original aspect ratio. The only reason I said that was because the Blu-rays in Japan do have English dub support for most of the episodes. I think the only ones they don't have, well, they don't have English dub for the Blackjack Final OVAs that came out like only a few years ago. But anyway, yeah, they cut the aspect ratio from 4x3 to 16:9 for some reason, which is really annoying. Okay, next up we got Mezzo Forte. This is actually the hentai DVD. This is Kitty Works, isn't it? Which is the hentai label under Media Blasters. The only reason I picked this up was primarily because it was in that guy's sale on the fandom post. I picked it up as basically a companion to the main thing I wanted to get, which is Mezzo. This is Mezzo Forte, isn't it? Because I think this one's just called Mezzo. I know that the hentai is called Mezzo Forte. The TV series is just called Mezzo, Danger Service Agency. But yeah, this is the fin pack release. It's pretty nice. It's not a lot bigger than just a normal DVD. It's about 2 DVDs wide, I guess, which isn't the best considering it's only a 13 episode series, but still. Main reason I wanted to get this series, because you might think this isn't something I would normally pick up so much. Girl with Gun Show primarily, and secondly, this is a Yasume Umetsu series, as is obviously Mezzo Forte and Kite, and ever since I watched his short in Robot Carnival, Presents, I've wanted to check out all his stuff. I said unfortunately a lot of his stuff ended up going down this route of being more like hentai and ecchi, I guess. But yeah, there's still, I like Kite. I haven't seen Kite uncensored, or at least, or maybe I have. Yeah, I think I have actually. I think I watched it uncensored online after I'd watched the Blu-ray that I have here, which is a recommended Blu-ray, honestly. It's really nice. And I also got Kite Liberator, which I've also watched. And yeah, I want to check out his stuff. There's a Galilei Donna that Discotheque put out from the Noitomina block, which I'll definitely get at some point. There's Wizard Barristers or something that Sentai have just put out. I think it's dubbed as well on Blu-ray, which I think he's the director and he's also the character designer for that. So that's something else I'll check out eventually. But yeah, happy to have those. I will probably try and track down the censored version of this at some point, just because I don't really need a hentai so much. Anyway, next up we got Barefoot Gen. This is actually the UK release. This was put out in America by Genian in a double movie pack. It's 2 films. Yeah, Barefoot Gen and then Barefoot Gen 2. There were 2, I don't think they were theatrical releases. I think they were like OVA films that came out in the 80s. They're basically about the aftermath of Hiroshima. and what it was like being a kid in that time. There's some pretty disturbing imagery, at least in the first one, from what I'm aware. I've seen from like AMV videos and stuff, some pretty harrowing stuff, as you pretty much expect. Yeah, this is something I definitely am looking forward to eventually watching. They're both sub only, there's no English dub, not even getting put in a dub. But yeah, this is actually a really nice set. Because yeah, you get both films in it, which is really awesome because like I said, the Genium release is really hard to get hold of. It goes for at least, I don't know, anywhere between $50 and $150, like it's around that range. It's pretty expensive these days. But yeah, this came out in the UK and cost me the grand total of £5. So it is meant to come with a booklet, but I did get it second hand, and unfortunately the booklet's missing. I don't honestly know how that happens sometimes, I really don't, but yeah, it says on the back it should contain a booklet with interviews with the director and an essay by Jonathan Clements, but unfortunately my copy does not have that. I hope that eventually this will get relicensed by someone like Discotek, for example, and hopefully they'll put in a really nice release for this, and I'll end up double dipping and getting that version. But anyway, yeah, happy to have it. I'll watch this eventually. Obviously, it has to be in the right mood for it. This isn't quite Grave of the Fireflies, but it certainly has its moments. So, okay, next, another thing that I got in that fandom post sale, I got Karas, the Prophecy, isn't it called? Or something like that. This was a the Prophecy and the Revelation. It's a 6 episodes, I think. Yeah, 180 minutes. So yeah, 6 episode OVA that was made by Tatsunoko Productions to celebrate their 40th anniversary, I think. Doesn't say on the back, but yeah, this one's still brand new and sealed. You'd never opened it. It's a complete collection. I didn't realise it came in a double DVD case. I guess they just repackaged the 2 volumes they put out. But yeah, I've heard mixed things on this one. It does have a Blu-ray release somewhere in the world. Don't think it's got a Blu-ray release in the UK though. But I think it has in Japan and stuff. I might be wrong, maybe it did come out on Blu-ray in the UK. But yeah, I don't know, I don't really know too much about it. The design on the front's kind of cool. Like I said, Tatsunoko Productions are pretty, pretty cool company. They produce some really famous stuff, like Speed Racer, Gatchaman, as it says here on the back. So yeah, I could think of others, but I'll rest my brain and just read what's on the back here. But anyway, yeah, I don't know what I'll end up thinking of it. I haven't actually opened it. I don't know if I'll ever watch this copy. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was really, really cheap. Was the main reason I picked this up. It was like, I think he was selling it for like $5 or something, and it intends to go for about 25. So yeah, that was the main reason I picked it up. Anyway, next, should we just go straight to these since they were part of the sale as well? I think we will. They're in opposite order. So, what you might have seen from the thumbnail, I also picked up the complete series of Marmalade Boy. This is a shoujo series from the 90s. These was completely put out by Tokyopop. It's about 73 or 4 episodes plus a movie, all dubbed into English. And they come in these really nice sets. They're a bit big and chunky or whatever. But yeah, really nice sets from Tokyopop. And yeah, this is one of the few anime that Tokyopop handled. They also did Great Teacher Onizuka. And they also did the first 2 seasons of Initial D. Although eventually Funimation came in and like redubbed them completely. But the Great Teacher Onizuka dub has never been redone. It's the same one on the Discotek release as well, obviously. But anyway, yeah, Marmalade Boy, a series that I could definitely see Discotek picking up. They picked up Boys Over Flowers, and they have picked up a number of other shoujo series over time, especially a couple from the 90s, like I said, with Boys Over Flowers and Seraph Celestial Legend, or whatever it's called. So yeah, but this is Volume 1. Some of these are quite cheap to get a hold of still. I think Volume 1 and 2 in particular. But Volume 3 goes for a ridiculous sum of money more often. Well, the asking price is a ridiculous sum of money. I much doubt that it's ever sold for like $300, but that tends to be the asking price. But I'm sure people who have been trying to track it down have managed to get it cheaper with patience on eBay or something. But yeah, these sets are really cool. I said they come in nice chipboard boxes, and They come with a pencil board. They have episode commentaries for like a couple of the episodes each time. The video quality is decent. The dub sounds fine. You know, it's not great, but it's fine. Like it's not bad dub, I don't think. And yeah, it's the whole show, all 74 episodes of it. I'll give you a quick glimpse. I might end up doing an unboxing for these. I know I say that a lot, but I'm going to try and hopefully start doing those more often. And yeah, they're just really nice sets. They're called Ultimate Scrapbooks, basically. And you open them up, and yeah, just really nice and colourful, really 90s looking. Yeah, the intro to Saved by the Bell. That's kind of what the 90s was really like. If you're not quite old enough to remember the 90s as well as some of us. But yeah, this whole scrapbook and pictures and colours and stuff. Whatever. Yeah, but what I really like about these is this isn't card. Well, it is, but it's kind of hardcover, like you get on like a children's book, like that sort of hardcover. Rather than just, you know, plain flimsy card, like this actual solid weight to these. Like they're really well built sets, and like I said, each one comes with a pencil board, which eventually lines up to make a picture. Yeah, and then there's also translation notes as well, so liner notes basically, to some extent. And there's also a interview with I don't know who this is actually, character designer. But yeah, I imagine each one of these comes with each set comes with something like that. So yeah, they're just really, really nice, and I've always wanted to track them down, but they've been out of print for a long, long time. Basically, before I even started collecting, these were out of print and stuff. But I do remember actually, or maybe it was just a couple of. I remember seeing a couple of the box sets really cheap, but I don't know if I ever saw the whole lot really cheap. So I don't know how long box set 3's been hard to get, but it has been hard to get for a while. So yeah, that's Marmalade Boy. Okay, next up we have got some more classic shoujo. These are the last 3 volumes that I needed for a long-running 80s franchise. I say shoujo. This series actually ran in Shonen Jump, but it is a romantic love triangle series. That series is, of course, Kimagure Orange Road. As you might know, I've got the complete 12-volume AnimEigo release for the TV series of 47 episodes, and I have watched it. I did like it. Not the greatest show I'd ever seen, certainly not in comparison to something like Mezzo DSA, but I did really like it. So yeah, I got that, and I've also got the ADV Summer's Beginning OVA movie nonsense, which I still haven't watched because I haven't watched these OVAs that I'm about to show you, but yeah, I will eventually get to that, but I'm not overly looking forward to it because I've read the synopsis for it and I don't like what it does with the plot. But anyway, Kimagure Orange Road, the OVA, Volume 1, this contains the first 4 episodes. These are basically side stories, and then we've got the second 4 episodes that completes the OVA. But yeah, they're basically side stories to the series, not a sequel or anything. But yeah, from AnimEigo, obviously these are all sub only. And finally we've got the movie. Now this is a sequel to the series. I have watched this already. I haven't watched this particular DVD because it's sealed. They're all sealed. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I have watched the movie a long time ago after I finished watching the TV series, which actually wasn't that long ago. I think it was last year I watched the TV series, like early last year, or maybe late the year before. I can't quite remember. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I really liked it. I went into the movie because it is a conclusion to the TV series, and I liked it. It does certainly bring everything to a head. It's kind of brutal to one of the characters. Well, maybe not brutal. That's kind of taking it a bit too far. But I don't know. Like you know, a love triangle comes to its conclusion, and the conclusion is pretty rough for one of the characters, and yeah, it's just you can see it coming from a mile off, I guess, but still, it's the way that it ends up for one of the characters is kind of shitty, in my opinion. But anyway, whatever. Kimagure Orange Road. It's a really strange series, really. Kimagure Orange Road. It's like I said, it's a love triangle shoujo 80s OVA, full of loads of stuff that has become very traditional in these sort of shows. But with that shonen twist, you know, it all takes place from the guy's perspective. which I guess Maze on the Koku does as well. Actually, it's probably one of the reasons why I like it more than most shoujo series, maybe. But yeah, it does. It kind of still trying to completely lost the point I was trying to make. But whatever, like I say, it's a Shonen Jump. It isn't just straight up like romance, love comedy thing or whatever. There is like they have the main family have these weird psychic powers and stuff as the twist that this series has, and that they try and keep that hidden, and that brings out comedy hijinks and stuff. It is a fun series. Like I said, it's really hard to actually watch it at the moment because like AnimEigo only ever released it as 12 single volumes. Well, they did put out a box set, but it was a box set of the 12 volumes, and it cost an absolute fortune, and still does now, especially now it's out of print. So yeah, actually getting to watch Kimagure Orange Road right now is really difficult, but I would say it's totally worth trying out if you've ever had any interest in it, like, and if you're looking for like some more classic shoujo-ish series. Because like I say, it was actually in Shonen Jump, but it's very much a romantic comedy. Yeah, I'd say check it out. There are definitely ways online. We all know that there are ways online to see stuff. So yeah, I would say check it out if you would like. But yeah, I actually got these all brand new and sealed. Really awesome. Just yeah, like I mean, they're not really hard to get these days. Like, but they're very much out of print. But you can't. They're not overly expensive. But to get them for less than what they normally cost, and to also receive them brand new and sealed was really awesome. Doubly so because for any of you who actually remember, when I picked up the 12 volumes, all of them were pretty much sealed apart from the first two. So even though I've ended up picking these up well after they were in print, I've ended up getting them all pretty much brand new and sealed, which is cool because it just means the qualities of the discs is going to be mint, so I don't have to worry about any disc scratches and what. So anyway, moving on. We are getting there, but there's still a little handful of stuff to go through ridiculously. Next up we got a Yukikaze. This is another, I think it might be the last of the, just double check. Oh no, there's one last thing after this. So it's the penultimate thing that I got in that bundle of a fandom post seller, commenter or whatever. Yeah, Yukikaze. This is a five episode OVA from the early 2000s, and it's all about jets. I think they're slightly futuristic as well. I think. I might be wrong. But yeah, about jets and aliens and stuff. It kind of looks really cool. I say I've enjoyed aviation in anime. Like I said, I'm not a plane guy in real life. Like, aviation doesn't interest me at all. But when it comes to anime, I just like seeing this stuff animated. Now, admittedly, this is a more modern series, of course. It's digital, and I imagine that the planes are probably CG, but which kind of ruins it a little bit for me. The appeal anyway, but yeah, always wanted to see this. There is a Blu-ray release that did come out in America, which is almost impossible to find now, but there was also, because it was basically the import version of the Japanese set, which also included English dub and sub. That's been released twice, and I have been on the fence about getting that, especially recently with my newfound love, I guess, of aviation related anime. But like I said, it's really expensive, and I kept thinking, well, there's always a chance. But I've been saying this a lot recently. There's always a chance a Discotheque might get it, because you never know what they're going to get. So yeah, I put it off. But this is a really hard DVD set to find. It goes for a lot of money, and for only 5 episodes, I wasn't willing to pay an obscene amount of money, at least for DVD. For Blu-ray, I was slightly more considering it, as well as the fancy Japanese packaging. But yeah, ultimately I didn't really want to do that, so yeah, when I saw this going for just $5 from that guy, I snapped it up immediately. I was like, yeah, I'll have that, definitely have that. I've really wanted to see this and own this, so yeah, we'll definitely pick that up for $5. So yeah, this is Yukikaze. I'm sorry I haven't been unboxing stuff for this video, but like I said, I just want to get it done, because I'm so far behind on this stuff. But yeah, Yukikaze, like I say, it goes for a lot of money. Most of the time, to get that for $5 was an absolute steal. Okay, next up we got something else I got from the guy as well. Actually, I've just realised I thought I got this somewhere else, but I didn't. I got it in this sale as well. I picked up finally the Blu-ray release of Exile. For those of you with I don't know, a ridiculously a ridiculously long memory, you may remember that I have picked this up before, but I picked it up on DVD thinking I'd bought the Blu-ray, but I received the DVD, and it was my own mistake and not the company that sent me perhaps the wrong thing. No, I accidentally bought the DVD. But yeah, this is a 3D CG action mecha thing. The reason why I've always wanted to see this primarily is because it looks a lot like Appleseed, and I love Appleseed, so yeah, I definitely wanted to check this out, and I'm happy to finally have it on Blu-ray. He was selling it for just $2. It's not the Save edition, it's the normal edition, so it comes with all the stuff. Yeah, so Vexile. I don't know if this ever originally came with a slipcover or not. I'm not really that fussed, but yeah, if it did, that's kind of a shame, I guess, but not the end of the world either. It comes with all the special features that are on the DVD. Yeah, just a 2-hour or so action film CG. It's up my alley. I know a lot of people aren't really into this sort of stuff, and so it's not. I prefer traditional animation, like 2D animation and stuff, a lot more. But I do have a place in my heart, I guess, for stuff like this, like Appleseed and Knights of Sidonia, etc., and Berserk to some extent. Although the new series, the animation is a little bit wonky, I guess. Ooh. Okay, so we've got, those are a bunch of films, so I might leave those till last. Okay, so we've got something special here. I meant to do an unboxing when it came, but I'm often busy watching anime rather than doing videos about anime. But this is a really special release. The next one, the new one's coming out within a matter of days, I think. But although it's not for this. Anyway, whatever. Seraph of the End. This is the UK collector's edition. Those of you that follow the all English territories for anime probably know about this set. But here in the UK, we've got a new distributor by Universal Pictures, of course, and they are releasing these really deluxe sets, and they've currently licensed Seraph of the End, Heroic Legend of Aslan, Drifters, which Funimation just recently picked up, and the new Berserk series as well. And these sets are amazing. I will probably, hopefully, do an unboxing video for this soon. I would like to, because I would really like to show you guys this set if you haven't seen it. But yeah, I might just put a link to the Amazon UK listing for this, so for those of you that haven't seen what this set looks like, you can go and check out the pictures. But yeah, this is an extremely nice set. So yeah, just really happy to own it. Both sides comes in a triple box. It is top loaded. Apparently they're going to change that going forward. I don't mind so much, but I think I probably would prefer it to be side loaded. But it does mean that you get spines on both sides, so if one takes a nick or something, you can flip it around. But other than that, that's basically the only benefit, so I probably would prefer side loaded as well. But anyway, that's Seraph of the End, unboxing perhaps to come soon. But yeah, really happy to have that. I kind of did want the Funimation version because the glow in the dark ink, I thought that was a really cool thing, but that set blows the Funimation one out of the water. Although Funimation are doing a complete collector's edition for both seasons soon, probably because obviously, if you don't know, the Funimation actually have their titles distributed by Universal, so they've probably had some sort of collaboration on assets and stuff for the American release, and they're doing their own different version of what we're getting in the UK for both seasons. And yeah, the Funimation second season must be coming out relatively soon, but we still have no release date for Seraph of the End second season yet in the UK. But anyway, the other thing is another thing I would love to do an unboxing for, and that is the complete UK box set. This thing weighs a ton, of Kill la Kill. So yeah, I finally gave up on the Aniplex dream. I've had volume 1 of Kill la Kill from Aniplex for ages. I still do. I'm really struggling to sell that even for half the price that it cost freaking to buy right now. I know it's only the first 5 episodes, but if you want the American version, then I'm selling volume 1 for an absolute steal right now. And it's in mint condition. I haven't even watched it, but because I had already seen the first 5 episodes anyway. But anyway, yeah, Kill the Kill. So this is the UK set. Comes in this really awesome art box. It reminds me a lot of the Black Blood Brothers art box. Any of you that have that? I used to have it, where it is like this. And on the inside, you get the 3 box sets. And each one comes with a storyboard, which I don't think you get in the... I don't know. Maybe it's a key animation. I can't remember. It's either storyboard or key animation things or whatever. Key sketches. And a big book of I can't remember, it's like interviews and stuff, maybe, I forget, but yeah, there's no soundtracks or anything like that in this, but I can live with that, because you know soundtracks are available elsewhere if I must have them. But yeah, just an awesome set, like I say, really heavy, but this is really good. And the main reason I wanted to get the UK release wasn't just because this amazing art box and the fact it takes up way less space, was mainly because it's so much cheaper. Like, holy crap. I got part 1 for probably less than 20 quid. Yeah, it was less than 20, it was like 15 quid or whatever. And I got the remaining 2 volumes for about 30 or 40, which is still quite a lot. So yeah, for a 2-course series in the UK, it was still an expensive release, but compared to Aniplex America, it just, no comparison. It was so much cheaper. I may eventually do an art box release, God, said it again, an unboxing for that. But yeah. Anyway, I apologise if I look sweaty or whatever. It's so fucking hot in the UK right now. I'm sure it's hot in America and elsewhere as well, but holy crap, I'm not used to it in the UK, as you can well imagine. We only get super hot every couple of couple of days of the year, and it's whew, oh boy. Plus I'm wearing this hat, which is stupid. I shouldn't be. Next up, we got the Studio Ghibli collections in the UK. The release of Arrietty, the World of Arrietty, I think it's called. This is based on the Borrowers story, although which is an English story, but it takes it to Japan, sets it in Japan, so a few changes here and there. I haven't watched it yet. Been wanting to pick up the rest of the Studio Ghibli stuff for a while. This is the first step of many, and I plan to do that to get them all on Blu-ray, because it's ridiculous that I have this huge collection and I don't own all the Studio Ghibli stuff. What the hell have I been doing, guys? Why haven't you been telling me off for that, for crying out loud? So yeah, I've got Arrietty here. I've been trying to track down this particular version for a while, because for the new films, so I think it was from Ponyo going forward, when the new films come out in the UK, they release them in these slightly more deluxe packaging. So you get like a slip cover, and you open it up, and you get a nice digipack with an image on the back, as you can see. And inside you get the Blu-ray and the DVD and some art cards. It's just a really nice set. It's not overly deluxe, but it's nicer than just a plain slipcover. So yeah, I've been wanting to track this down, but it's been out of print for a while. It goes for a pretty sum every now and then, but I had a eBay listing, an eBay search bookmarked for this set, and yeah, eventually tracked it down for just, I think it was £12. Which is a steal, so yeah, really happy to finally pick this up. This cost half. I got it for half of what it would have cost brand new anyway when it first came out. So yeah, not only that, it's in like mint condition. Like, it's fantastic condition. Like, if I had bought this the day it came out and put it on my shelf, I doubt it would be in any worse condition than this. So yeah, this is absolutely fine, perfect, whatever. Okay, another film that I picked up, and I've watched this one already. Really enjoyed it. Production IG film from 2011. It's been out in America for a little while now, but I knew that Anime Limited here in the UK had it, and I like their sets, especially now. So yeah, I wanted to wait for their version. Put out by G Kids in America. What am I talking about? Of course, I'm talking about A Letter to Momo. Yeah, Production IG series, kind of about yokai and them helping Momo in a time of, I guess, some emotional stress. You know, she's moved away. Her parents have, was it a parent split up or the father died? Honestly, I can't believe I've forgotten already. It's one of those. But yeah, she's had to move away from the big city and is in a place, that's pretty much cut off from the world, and actually plays up in the story in a couple of places. But in this time of emotional stress for her, these 3 trollish yokai basically become her guardians, and she's the only one who can see them, and there's some fun play on that. It's a lot like Natsume Book and Friends. It is a little bit long, I will say that it runs at a full 2 hours, and that's totally fine. But I don't know, for a film, I don't know. Like 2 hours is a really long time for just a continuous production. I probably shouldn't criticize it too much. It wasn't that bad, it being that long, but I guess the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because it reminded me of Natsume Book and Friends so much in terms of atmosphere and story that I kept feeling like it was one really long out extended like episode of Natsume Book and Friends or something to some extent. But yeah, it's a really fun film. There's some really good set piece moments in it, and this is a wonderful set. I don't know if I'll ever unbox this, so I might as well do it quickly now. But yeah, just a really nice set. Comes with a nice book. I don't know if the G Kids set was anything like this in terms of. I know it had a decent cover at least. But I don't know if it had anything deluxe on the inside. But yeah, Blu-ray DVD and the digipack. But yeah, unfortunately, this is locked to Zone B, which is the Blu-ray region of the UK and Australia and stuff, or Europe in general. Obviously, Australia's not in Europe, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's a shame that Anime Limited do that, but it seems they never pursue the rights to have the different regions. They always just go for locked to the region they're in. So yeah, Letter to Momo. Yeah, okay. Finally, I picked up two DVDs that are essentially the same. They just have a different audio track on each one. You know, I like to, if something has multiple dubs, I like to try and track down all the dubs, and this one I've killed two birds with one stone, I guess, because I picked these both up at the same time from that seller. This is the last thing I got from him. These were actually a really good deal. I mean, one of them's come down in price significantly because it's been re-released recently, but it's still the only way to get, this DVD is still the only way to get one of the dubs. So yeah, what am I talking about? I'm talking about 5 centimeters per second. This is the ADV Films DVD release, the original release of this film in America. This is obviously a Makoto Shinkai, isn't it? Yes, Makoto Shinkai film. The guy who did Voices of Distant Star and stuff. This was his second feature, I guess, because he did She and Her Cat, and he did Voices of Distant Star, and I think this is the one he did after that. But yeah, this contains the ADV original dub, which for some reason Bandai eventually came along and redubbed it with Bang Zoom Entertainment. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why they did that. I have to look it up. There must be a reason. Does anyone know why they ever did dub this? Is the ADV dub really that bad, or is there someone on that dub that's controversial for whatever reason, and maybe that's why they decided to redub it, which would be a bit strange, but still. But yeah, this is the Bandai DVD release. That it's got Crunchyroll on it. He listed it as the Crunchyroll DVD, and I thought it was going to be essentially the Discotheque DVD, which is basically this cover, but with Discotheque branding rather than ADV, and it contains the Bandai dub. Like I say, this is the only way to get the ADV dub. But yeah, I ended up getting this one, which is like the English-friendly import version, I think, that was sold on Crunchyroll's online store. But either way, this contains the Bandai dub as well. It also contains a bunch of extras, which I'm not sure are even on the Discotheque release, so this might be actually the best version to have gotten from him. But yeah, so this is 5 centimeters per second. I haven't seen it. It's only 50 minutes long. I really should get around to watching it already. But yeah. But like I say, this DVD, not as hard to get now because the asking price has come down, because originally this was the only way to get 5 centimeters per second at all, unless you got like the import version of the DVD or whatever. But yeah, this is still the only way to get the ADV dub, so the price is still relatively high, and I got this for just $5, I think. $5, $10, I forget. But yeah, I got both of them, so I have both dubs, which is nice. So that's everything. That's everything for May. 34 minutes. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to do June right now. I was, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do it in a couple of days, because it's pretty hot and my voice is starting to crack, I think. So yes, that was May. I did it all in one go. I kind of rushed it a little bit, but I'm sure you guys don't mind too much. Yeah, so that's everything. I know it's a lot, but I have to say that a lot of it was from that seller that was not money I would normally have spent, but it was a good chance to get a bunch of stuff I'd always wanted that's hard to find for a cheap price. So I took him up on his offer. So yeah, I'm Blaze. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.